Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee and a Thought. Today, I'd like to do a little play on two words, assume and presume. Two words that can really get us into a lot of trouble. In Luke chapter 9, there's a story in which Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem with the 12 disciples. And on his way, he has to stop or wants to stop in two Samaritan villages, and he sends emissaries on ahead to those villages to get things ready for him. When the emissaries get there, they're rejected by the people of both villages. And James and John look at Jesus and ask him if he wants them to call fire down from heaven to consume the villages. So these two disciples presume that they know what Jesus' heart is on this issue, and then assume that they have authority and power to call down fire from heaven, much like the prophet Elijah did against King Ahaziah. When you go back to the book of Job, we find a lot of presumption and assumption. We have a man named Job who, in this composition, loses everything. He loses his family, except for his wife who turns against him. He loses all his goods and loses his own health. And then he has three friends, and I use that term in quotation marks, who decide that they're going to come and, quote, comfort him. Now, these three friends have supposedly the wisdom of the Middle East to try and decipher why Job is in the position he's in. What's ironic about it is at the end of the tale, it is Job that ends up praying for the three friends because of their foolishness. And he has to actually intercede before Yahweh for the foolishness of the three. Well, actually, there were four friends. The fourth one kind of piled on. But it's what is said at the end of Job in chapters 40 and 41 that very much intrigued me. Yahweh, in speaking with Job, brings up two characters, two animals. One is Leviathan, the second one is Behemoth. And God compares himself to Leviathan. In other words, he tells Job, I am someone who cannot be tamed by man. You can't assume what I'm going to do. You can't presume my heart. I'm an untamable creature like Leviathan. The second creature that's brought up in those chapters is Behemoth, a rock-steady creature. And Yahweh tells Job that he wants Job to act like Behemoth. In other words, whatever happens in life, whatever God brings about, he wants Job to be just like Behemoth, rock, steady, and trusting in him, that in the end, God knows what's best for him and the creation around him. I think of Jesus in the New Testament, and when I look at his actions, whether it's putting mud on people's eyes or asking them to wash in dirty ponds, healing on Sabbath days, picking grain out of grain fields on Saturdays, a number of things that people would not presume or assume that he would do. And at one point, even John the Baptist begins to question the actions of Jesus of Nazareth, because Jesus threw a lot of curveballs in his ministry. He did things that people did not assume Messiah would do or presume that Messiah would do. In other words, you can't put God in a box, and you can't put God and make him into your own image. God is going to do what he chooses to do. Whether we assume it to be right or wrong, it's God who chooses his actions. What we have to decide is that we must realize that whatever God does, whatever curveball he throws, whatever action he takes, it will always be done for the benefit of creation and us personally. And we have to learn, like Behemoth, that no matter what is thrown our way, no matter what curveball comes, no matter what action God takes that we never saw coming, that it is always done for the proper outcome and for the benefit of us. That's what loving God is all about, trusting Him, knowing that whatever action He takes, it will be the right action, an action of love, an action that brings about the desired outcome that He has for us. God cannot be made in our image, and we can certainly never put God in a box. What we are called to do is be behemoths, to be faithful, to walk faithfully, and to realize that no matter what comes our way, in the end, it will be the outcome that God desires for us. And so I leave you with that thought today. Let's never presume God. Let's never assume what God's going to do. Let's just let God be God, and let's be His creatures and learn to trust in the actions and the decisions of our God. Have a good morning.